I was asked to reflect today on sort of what music is sacred to me, so I gave it some thought. And I thought about a thing that was happening recently to me. I have found songs that I listened to in high school making their way back into my musical rotation. This could just be Spotify's fault, but I know that I didn't ever decide to stop listening to those songs intentionally. I didn't stop liking the artists who made the soundtrack to my teenage years. As a teenager, my emotions swung in a pendulum of, if I'm being honest, rage and sadness were the two big ones. My taste in music reflected those things. I listened to bands like Veruca Salt, Nirvana, Hole, PJ Harvey, Nine Inch Nails, bands full of feedback and snarled lyrics, music that was perfect for brooding. One musician, though, stands out from the pack as especially important. Her name was Tori Amos. And if music had patron saints, Tori would be the patron saint of strange children. It's a delight. Her pounding at the piano was alternately melancholic, powerful, and joyful. If other bands stayed strictly in one era of the pendulum, Tori was, for me, the full swing. She once said her music was what happened when pianos tried to be guitars. That's part of her appeal, the sort of pushing your instrument and yourself to be something that is not quite what anyone expects you to be. It's aspirational, but it doesn't lie about how difficult it can be to have and work towards your aspirations. But there was this too. I remember being young and listening to her alone in the basement, the sad notes of silent all these years washing over me. Something external that matched what was going on inside my mind and body. To say I was depressed as a teenager would be an understatement. I wouldn't receive a clinical diagnosis for my mental health issues until my early 20s, so before I had talk therapy or medicine or any of the other treatment methods I've used over the years, I had music. It's so strange that listening to something can make you feel heard and seen. Feelings are complicated, tangled things, and words like disappointment, ecstasy, love, and apprehension are certainly useful to describe what is going on in our internal world, but music extends beyond that and adds more context to words. The internal becomes external. I felt so alone so very often, but when the speakers came on and the notes began to fill the room, my perspective could shift. I knew I wasn't the first person to feel this way. I knew I wasn't alone.